Welcome back, everyone, to part 3, which is the part where we build on the first two introductions. You will recall that we had started by opening up our folder. You'll go to your name, select TBL test, open. And you can see that we have getting started, learning resources, team setup, the IRA, leader selection, TIRA. And now we're going to add the application exercise. So when we add the application exercise, we're going to use the assessment tool. So we'll drag that out here and we'll link it up. And hopefully you'll recall that we'll get this right the first time. Yes, we're doing well. And as usual, I always get in the habit of saving and getting that positive sign from the system that says, hey, you're doing all right. So again, double click on the tool below, and we're going to add here application exercise. Great. And you can put in your capital, whatever you want to do there. Grouping, again, you must select team setup because the application exercise is done by the group, correct? Now, let's look at the application exercise, the features that you need to understand. We open it up, and you have a number of things. You can add a multiple choice, you can add matching pairs, but you're not going to do that. We use multiple choice, and we use the short, not the short answer, but rather the essay. Now, why do we do that? Because in some instances, we have been departing. I know that this is going to sound a little sacrilegious, folks, but we had departed a little bit from using straight multiple choice. We are, in fact, going back, but don't tell anybody. Now, let's select multiple choice, and we add the question to the pool. So this part here, you just fill out test 1. Okay, that's the question name. Well, let's call it question 1. And question text, what is the color of the ocean? And yes, well, I never claimed to be a great typist, so relax on that. Default question grade, in this instance, you'll have to put your own information in. You can use general feedback. Well done. We aren't doing that. One answer only. You can shuffle the choices, and then you can put your answer in. Gray, blue, aquamarine. And since we're already, I'm just going to do 3 here, so let's just leave it at that. Scroll down, and then you add that multiple choice. One arrow, it's been highlighted, and what is it I have done? One of the answers needs a grade. So we scroll up, and we put in 100%. Okay, that's the correct answer. And scroll down, add your multiple choice. All right, and you will see that the question shows up in this area here. Then we'll save it. But I want to do a re-edit because I want to talk about the advanced tool. Now, because we have created the user select tool, you need to select, use the leaders from the leader select tool, because the students who are doing the feedback as the leader in the team readiness assessment will also be doing the feedback on the application exercise. So you will want to select that. And then you'll want to review here. You'll notice that we have enable questions numbering. The reason that we have done that here is that if you have a series of application exercises, recall that it's possible that the answer for the first 1, 2, or 3 questions could be found in question 5 and 6. So we have enabled question numbering so that we can create multiple instances of the application exercise so that they've got to advance through each one. We'll explain that in more detail, but that's why we have this default enable questions numbering. Otherwise, it numbers itself. All right. Display all questions and answers once the student finishes. Well, this one here, you can see that is grayed out, so we can't do much. That shows the answers, but we're not so concerned about that because we're using the A, B, C flashcards on this one, so that the groups are in fact together responding in traditional TBL fashion. We will save again and close. Now, remember, do your final save. We'll get the question is, the sequence is safe. The big important thing is always make sure you do that. And then let's click preview. Now, basically, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Progress, let's go to the application exercise directly, because what we would like to see is we'd like to see that. Now, there is an error here because we haven't worked our way through the sequence and selected a leader. So let's do it again. Leader selection. We'll go to here. We'll go to leader selection. And then close that up. And yes, I want to become the leader. And then I'll click next activity. Get the gate. We'll go through. And we get our scratchy. And we'll get it correct. Our burning question, blah, submit, next activity, gate, and now we should get the leader aware. So I'm the leader, remember? Submit all, and now I get to finish the assessment. So that's quickly how it looks. You've checked it out. Decide for yourselves if that's what you want to do. That's how simple it is to add the application exercise. Now, one of the little tricks that you might want to do is click, copy the activity, paste it. All right, so you notice what I did there? I went up and pasted it. I want to paste another one. So what I can do is I can very quickly create a number of similar application exercises. I'm not going to do that. Let's say that's 1 or 2. And then you can change this to 2 so that you have the information appropriate to this particular series. So you open it up and you'll see that there is question 1. So we're going to add question 1 to the list as we've just done. You saw I clicked on that. You'll notice that I hadn't done that before. Save. Close. And let's go back and do this one. Question 1 is now sitting in here. What you have to do is add it. So now it's going to show up and 1 mark for it. Save. Close. Save again. Okay. Now, again, we can preview this instance of it. Now, what I suggest you do is you do your own preview. I'm not going to repeat that for you, but notice that we have 2 application exercises. To remind you about this application exercise, we would have 3 or 4 questions. This will have another 3 or 4 questions. 2 separate instances because the questions for 5 and 6, the questions 5 and 6 might give away the answers to questions 1 to 4. So that's the reason that we have created 2 separate application exercises. That brings me quickly to the end of this particular session on adding the application exercise. In the next session, I'm going to walk you through how to deploy the lesson and how we use the monitor view to review what the student progress is. Thank you.